Hi, everybody! In this delivery, you are going to find some aspects of Marjane's writing career, an overview of some of her other works, and a review of the complete book Persepolis. We are Juliana Ramirez and David Pedraza from English class 7245. Let's start! I am going to start telling you about some of the important facts of Marjane's writing career. In first place, I want to emphasize on why she wrote Persepolis, and it was because she hoped that people could get a different view of Iran from the one people watch on TV or read in the papers. That's why she published the books Persepolis I and Persepolis II in France, but they were combined when they were translated into English as Persepolis: The Story of a Childhood in 2003. Nevertheless, she published Persepolis III and Persepolis IV, and again in France, but the story repeats, because they were translated together into English as Persepolis II, The Story of a Return in 2004. In Persepolis, she used a stripped-down visual style that shows the influence of German Expressionism, because she's fond of it, to tell the story of her childhood. Satrapi, who wrote in French, continued to prove the boundaries between the graphic novel and the memoir with embroideries, which consists of stories told by her mother, her grandmother, and other female relatives and friends about their experiences as women living in Iran. We also have to take into account the love that she had for her uncle, because she published in 2004 Chicken with Plumes, which recounts the story of her great-uncle, a renowned tar player who resolves to die when he cannot adequately replace his broken instrument. She also directed the English language dark comedy The Voices in 2014, which concerned a man who, having failed to take this medication, becomes a murderer. Finally, I want to tell you that she created illustrated books to children. One was Monsters Are Afraid of the Moon, and the other was Desire. Now we are going to talk about the characters. Starting from Marjane, we can see the progress this character has because at the beginning she had a very close relationship with God, so much so that she believed she was the last prophet. Unfortunately, the more she knew about the war, the more she moved away from God. Although I have to say that she always fought the good fight for her country or her identity. Another interesting thing is that she was very innocent, and she used to talk always with the truth, but this caused her many problems and some scolding.
We also have Marjane's father. He was a very wise man. He always protected his family and cared a lot about them. And we also have Marjane's mother, which was a very responsible woman, and she was very concerned about the situation of her country and didn't want her family to be affected. Also, the Marjane's grandparents, we was very representative of the situation of her country because she was a descendant of the royal family, and her uncle Anush, which suffered a lot of the war. He was a prisoner, and well, things turned out well for him. Persepolis is a book written by Marjane Satrapi. In this book, she relates moments of her childhood and when she was a teenager. In this book, we can see how the war affected her family and her friends. We can see also the position of Marjane about the war and the position of her family, which was very similar because they were progressive Islam, which means they have more Occidental um, teaching than basic Islam teaching. A very important subject of the book is how she expressed the emotion that she was feeling as she lived through situations. The book is a comic book, which means it has a lot of drawing, and these drawings are in black and white. This is important because the light and the dark that she put that she pressed in her drawings is excellent. We can see how the situations affect her, what was her emotions, and we can also be convinced of what we are reading. In the book is represent a very important subject, which is the war in the Middle East. In this special book, we can find the war between Iran and Iraq. The war was because of fundamentalist Islam who want to overcome the state and be the major ruler of the state. This wasn't possible because they had many rules that were against the rights of the people, and the women especially. They were oppressive, they didn't want people to be free, as they should be in a normal country, and it was like a very weird dictator of their part. In the book, we can see a lot of conflicts, mainly between Marjane's family, because of course, if you are in a war situation, you are under a lot of stress and this is understandable. We can also see conflicts between Iran and many other states. For example, trading was forbidden in Iran. People who want a Michael Jackson album couldn't have it. They have to go to countries like Turkey to have it, and this was a Looney Tunes situation. All in all, the book shows the perspective of Marjane about the war, the perspective of a child, and with that, it's a great book. Anyway, that's all. Thanks.